We will now see how to install and use the SAS2Pi code analyzer. First, make sure that you've downloaded the Docker image. Then, once you do that, you can start the installation of the image on your Docker machine. In this case, this is a Windows machine, so it's like this: docker load -i SAS2Pi analyzer. It's going to take a few seconds to set it up. We're going to just wait for the process to complete before installing something. It's downloading stuff, and it's ready to go. The next step would be to start the Docker container itself. So for that, we're going to use Docker run command. Start always dash, that's the restart. Dash D says it's a background daemon. Then we give the name of the container. After that, we need to expose the ports as given in the PDF. Put port 1 to also map port 08 backend. And then we are also going to map the port 8092, 8088 container. So we mapped 81 to 80, 8082 to 80, then 8092 to 808 within the container. So it minimizes the conflicts you might have on your machine. For intent of remapping of the. Then of course we need to type the image name that we just added. This starts the Docker container. So to quickly look at it, what do we have? So the Docker images, of course, will show you the SAS2Pi analyzer. You can also type Docker ps to see our new container that is right here. See, the name is also SAS2Pi analyzer, so it's all good. Now that we have set up the SAS2Pi analyzer Docker container, we're going to open the UI is 8092 and then 8 UIs as given, and then the Docker container also explains both of them. So first we go to 8092, which is the SAS2Pi code analyzer main UI, and the other one is the helper UI, which is actually a server running, so allow us to upload, download files, and put in the password that was given in the click login. This is the kind of screen you'll see. Similarly, 8082, which is the Jupyter UI, also allows you to go. So the Jupyter UI is showing you this path after the workspaces of projects. It is actually the same as what you see in projects. Under projects, you'll see a default. Every project is structured like this. SAS is a folder where you have all the SAS files. First, we'll see how to look at these files, like the analysis of these files, and then I'll show you how to add your own projects and add more files to. Going back to the 8092 UI, so here all we need to do is to type project name, which is default in our case. Click on Analyze. So you get the output right there. That's your analysis. The analyze output can be downloaded. We can load the previously saved output if you want. I would say that you just want to download the JSON later. Let's say you have 100 files here time before you get this. So I would just save. You also have a copy of this all the time. Going to Jupyter projects, vault, JSON folder. All the JSONs are right there. All the historical ones are right there. So anytime you do an analysis, you'll get a copy of it. So I'm going to go here again, click on analyze. Analyze give you JSON files. With this JSON you can download, or you can download to bytes of. But what is a JSON really? JSON simply the results of the analysis. No code, ever code, just like the metrics, counts various things. It shows you block by block. We go to what blocks are next, but these are just showing you the proc import was used, proc print was used, so on, and then we also have the file by file breakdown. If you go underneath, so that's the JSON representation. Save or download, or you can just download later on using Jupyter. What does it really show? It shows you the file-based stuff. So each file you can go independently and look at the brief information as well as the breakdown. It only has a data block in this case, for example. Let's see what this was really. SAS file, Ralgia. So it has a data block. That's all you're seeing. The next file is core data, which has a lot more stuff going on. So if you see it here, it has a bunch of stuff. There are 15 net macros and all the other stuff, interesting stuff. So here, if you open these core data SAS file, you see that it does have a bunch of stuff. Then we just count all these as blocks. Like this is a block for us, another block, another block, another block. All that stuff is available as part of the analysis. Then you can look at it and see how confident you are of doing something versus how good going on. Because if you look at all files or any file, you always have access to how many blocks pass, how many failures, how many errors. So that will tell you how confident. That kind of is the goal of the whole migrate or SAS to Pi tool general, right? So that's what we do. Let's look at, you can add files now to the same default here. I can upload files right here, right now, or I can actually choose a different directory. It's just a matter of choice where we would like to do. If I want to add a new project, start there. I'm going to say my test is a new project. My test. You're just typing it there, but don't worry. Click on analyze. And then go back in here. See, my test created with the folder structure automatically. The HTML, which are not really used in the big version of Analyzer. That's for the full product. But you get the point. We have SAS files are here or supposed to be here. There's nothing here, so this is analyzed. If you want to add files, this is where I would start adding the selected few files. Then I'm going to upload these files into my test slash SAS. Upload. I have a few files now, which is good. So let's go back in here to SAS to Pi and click on analyze. I'm going to analyze this time. It generates some output in a folder called JSON. Then you're seeing the output. I have a bunch of files, so obviously there's a lot more coverage that happen. And we purposefully also show you errors. There might be some errors that come up sometimes because you adjust some code or just look at it in detail. All those things here. So it's not just all the past things that we want. In this case, I mean, we did pretty decent job. 806, 812 blocks in all these files, about 1,000 lines. So we got pretty good coverage there. There's a 44 failed sets of code, so we what they are, but of course this tool is not supposed to have any code, so we don't. What they always see is metrics. Uh, that's where the follow-up thing will be. Like solve the main converter, that will actually show you the errors that are happening at the same time. That's very interesting for us to see. So many things could be manual, something some specific logic, or it could be, sometimes it could be typo or something. Oh, the SAS code. So regardless of that, we have seen that they're pretty good. I mean, if you look at the data blocks, they did quite well actually. 234 blocks out of 234. So we have a bunch of them which are good without any failures. Some failures like proc copy. Looks like it has errors in 7 blocks out of 14 total. So it's a 50% error. So, but there are because 9 errors caused everything. But as I said, we don't exactly know what error is at this point, but This tells you very quickly what the confidence level is, and imagine you put it in 10,000 lines of code, 100,000 lines. It will show you everything. Started. And that's when we can accelerate it quickly, move to the errors, and try to kind of rectify and fix each of the errors that we have. If you don't see any errors, that's well and good. That's always the best. All right, so that's this Astropy Analyzer. Simple how to use. There's some fancy things that we're still working on. For example, you can still download a PNG, whatever reason that is. Download CSV button. You can download this as a CSV. All those things we're still doing more changes. Time will be more updated. But the main thing is that you're back to the Astropy Analyzer. It not only allows you to analyze and save the output, but you can always have like all the analysis done, like uh, 10,000 files, you did 1,000 or like 1,000 files each, 10 projects, let's say you created 10 projects. Save all the JSONs. At some point you want to see, simply click on file now, then just go there. If you want to choose the file that was previously generated, then you're simply doing that. Pick a different file. That's the file that was previously saved. So we always have the JSON, as I said. You can always go back here, take this other JSON. Once you download it, you can have that file also back here. It could be another file. So all the JSONs that you downloaded or download here, all the projects you. So each project has its own thing. So this is the project. That's all you'll have. So if your default project is accessed multiple times and you then you'll have it there. So similarly, you can create many projects, organize all your SAS files here, and then try it out because in the end, this will help you understand what you really have and then how good will at helping you with the process. Right, we'll follow up in the next video very soon. Bye.